Welcome into the Buffa's Buffet podcast. It's the Film Buffa podcast, a little subsidiary of the main blog, the main newsletter. And today let's discuss all these Heat 2 rumors. So all the rumors have been coming in about Christian Bale and Leonardo DiCaprio possibly playing roles, Ana de Armas, Channing Tatum. I don't think there has been a name that has not been associated with the casting in this movie, which is supposed to start next year. With Michael Mann. Of course, if you know the source material, the novel Heat 2, it does take place before the events of the 1995 film, and then 6 years in the future. It mostly centers around Chris Shaharless's character, played by the late Val Kilmer. And so there's also been rumors of Austin Butler picking up that role, which I think is probably the best kind of casting, and I'm not even really the biggest Austin Butler fan. He's not really in that Timothy Chalamet. I'm not on that boat either, but I'm just not as crazy about his work as everybody else is. He's talented, but for me, he's halfway always going to be the guy. He's going to be Rex, who rode a horsey in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's also kind of semi-rumored to be in the movie. Now, what's have to be important is that you have to separate the headlines from the actual rumors and the actual facts. Like, just because they say, DiCaprio and Christian Bale are circling, it does not mean that they're playing the two titular roles. They're not. That doesn't mean they're playing like Pacino and De Niro's role. Of course, they'll be younger, and then they'll be older, and so it's just going to be. You have to really, separate that. Deadline and Variety and everybody else is putting out. They want that juicy headline. They want the thing where it says, these two guys are in this movie, but they're all just being discussed. They're all in talks. And that essentially just means you don't know. I mean, it could be anything. And so that's important to understand with the Heat 2 rumors. I hope they do it right. I hope that he gets a big bundle of cash to do this thing right. I mean, Warner Brothers wasn't going to give him the budget he wanted. And for a movie like this, it is definitely going to be something that you're going to have to budget it out for. You have a lot of timelines to cover, a lot of plots, and a lot of characters, kind of like the first film. And yeah, there's the idea that I thought Heat 2, the novel, was great, and making a great movie out of a great novel is it's not exactly a magic trick, but it's close. So it's not going to be easy, but they have, of course, Michael Mann writing and directing. He did the original. The original is a masterpiece. It's probably one of the most revered films, not just in its genre, not just for the bank heist shootout, but just for the whole thing and the way it put Pacino and De Niro in the same scene together. And so, yeah, it'd be great to see Christian Bale and Leonardo DiCaprio and some other stars share the screen, but I just think you have to wait until it gets to be a little more concrete, until there's actually rumors. Like, there's actually rumors turn into facts and people are signed to play a certain role. I mean, I think they're going to keep things kind of in the dark just because, they don't want to give everything away, and a lot of it, as it is, it's just rumors at this point. So that's a big exciting thing, and I think just keep your eye on that. They're going to be filming it next summer. It's probably going to come out, I want to say 2027. That's not going to be a short shoot as far as getting all of it done and getting all the primaries and all the supporting characters and what he actually leaves in. I can easily see this being another 3-hour movie, but just don't get don't get the excitement level up too much for certain actors playing certain roles. I think Christian Bale could play a great Otis. He's kind of like, if the second film has a protagonist or has an antagonist, he's it. He's kind of the leader of a bunch of home invaders that gets kind of the interest of Al Pacino's character Vincent Hanna from the first film, and then he also ties himself to the future plot. So he's all over it. Christian Bale could play a very good bad guy. I don't think he's been given that chance a lot. I mean, Thor, Love and Thunder, that was just kind of a, it was initially kind of a stupid, funny thing, but then it didn't really age that well, and they kind of halfway wasted Christian Bale. So I hope that they cast ambitiously, and I hope they don't really, you don't got to do the status quo. I mean, if DiCaprio can play a younger De Niro. I mean, he's played his son before, I think, in 2 different movies. They've worked together. I think the height actually, De Niro's a little taller, and I think we give him credit for. Obviously, Pacino's a shorter guy. I thought Oscar Isaac would be a great younger Pacino, but I haven't heard his name discussed at all. Obviously, John Bernthal, but I haven't really heard his name kind of really linked to it either. But almost everybody else has been linked to this movie, so just stay tuned for that. Big movies starting to kind of come out. I know the CCA Screeners app, that is what I use. Even being an associate member, not having to vote and not having to pay dues, I still get access to all the movies. And speaking of DiCaprio, I still need to see One Battle After Another. That is the one movie that I think I have heard so much about, and it's just not just from the people that usually love these kind of movies. It's kind of like the people that don't like those kind of movies are actually saying some good things about it. So that is on the app. There's a Brendan Fraser film called Rental Family. There is, of course, the Sydney Sweeney movie Christie, that's on there as well. All these big heavyweights as we're getting into mid to late November and then December. And the greatest thing about this year, folks, is that I don't have to vote. It is a responsibility that is falling off my shoulders in 2025, and I couldn't be more excited to just be able to watch and review and not have to pick my favorite kids out of a lot of this particular year. So that's exciting. As far as movies that are on the horizon, I watched the new Bradley Cooper film, Is This Thing On? That comes out in theaters December 19th, so I don't want to really kind of spoil everything I had to say about it. I put a Facebook post out, but it's another, very, very well done Bradley Cooper movie. And I think sat next to Maestro and A Star Is Born, all of his movies are kind of feeling a little bit different, but they all kind of have that lived in feel. It's very intimate. I mean, there's not a lot of glitz and glamour. I mean, you could say Maestro had some of that, but the way he told the story. So this thing continues that, and it's a great role for him as well. He plays, that lovely stoner friend is what Cooper plays in his own movie, and he's hilarious. It's kind of a big chill vibe if you're kind of if you're an older film fan. It's got, the circle of friends and how one person's dating this person and this person's divorcing that person. And Will Arnett and Laura Dern are the leads in it, and they're both great. Will Arnett, I don't think, has really been appreciated as far as on the movies. He's really well known for just being the Lego Batman voice. And now I think after this one, he might be kind of propped up a little bit. Maybe get some Best Actor attention. But yeah, so a lot of stuff coming out. A lot of excitement. And, I just say keep watching the movies. I could tell you, those Cardinals, man, they're going to be rebuilding for a while. The Blues are kind of off to a crappy start. So just watch movies and watch the ones you want, and don't watch the ones everybody else tells you. You don't have to watch what I tell you to watch. It's just watch what you want, find what you like, and you can review it. Everybody is a film fan, whether you write 800 to 1,000 word reviews or not. Appreciate the film. I need to get on Letterboxd and update that. That's where everybody's putting their reviews. So you might see me on there. And if not, until then, this is Dan Buffa. Buffa's Buffet newsletter on Substack, www.dailydoseofbuffa.substack.com. Subscribe, listen, read. I appreciate it. And now I actually have to eat my lunch.